If you haven't watched part 1, fire rating in drywall, just go ahead, click right over here, not on the plans, on the card. I have to say it anyway, so I'm gonna repeat it every time I start a video. This is the progress bar. It tells you what I'm talking about and when I'm talking about it. Okay? So skip it anytime you want by looking at the time and going straight to wherever you want to go. Couldn't do something more productive like washing your truck or something? What do you wish to accomplish with this video? You think you make any difference on anyone's life by explaining construction to people? Really? At least I try, okay? So this video will be about 1, types of drywall, 2, materials for the drywall installation, and 3, installation tools needed to get it done. Hello there, good looking person. You probably already know this. This is Drywall, and today I'm gonna continue talking to you about drywall. Here from the studios of Xplannation in Los Angeles. This is Understanding Drywall Installation Part 2. Tell me what you read, and I tell you who you are. So, you are a carpenter, you're a painter, you're an electrician, you're a plumber. Holy moly, you are an architect. Okay, let's start with what I need to say. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, click on the card right over here and you're gonna be taken over there. You can watch the video and then come back. We will give you solid information throughout this video that will make you sound like a pro. So you can go ahead, stick around, because you're gonna like this. This is Drywall Series Part 2. Understanding installation, tools and materials. Types of drywall. Here's an easy to learn map. I'm putting it right over here so you can just follow, because sometimes just knowing the names, it's all it takes for you to do the job right. Do you know how drywall name came about? The manufacturers started calling anything that wasn't wet plaster drywall. So after that, they tried hard to make their own name stick as a brand. When you deal with drywall, there are many options that you need to take in consideration. Among them, type, size, thicknesses. There's a lot to be thinking about, especially uses. Check out our video, Fire Rating in Drywall, right here. No, not the plans, right here. Before we go any further, someone has to pay for a video like this. So this video was sponsored by Let's start with types. Among many variations of drywall, the major ones are standard, the paperless kind, the lightweight, and the eco-friendly. Within these 4 major categories, there are all the subtypes. Drywall. Let's talk about sizes. The size of the drywall does matter. The sizes are not only a preference of the installer, but it could be chosen based on the method of installation, or to save materials when smaller sheets are chosen, or to speed up the process of installation, big sheets. The sizes that manufacturers sell this drywall are usually sizes of 4x8, 4x10, 4x12, and 4x14. Special order, I believe, for 4x14, but still, they can make it, they deliver, and you just go ahead and install it. You know, there are also the thicknesses that most manufacturers start at, which is a 1/4 inch. The next one up is the 3/8. That's not much used in builds, but the installers like it to do curved walls. The next size up that most people use, most used sizes are 1/2 inch and 5/8. So there are also moisture resistant drywall, sound barrier drywall, mold resistant resistant drywall, fire resistant and bend specific fiberglass reinforced products to use on curved walls. And if you're doing drywall, you're gonna need a whole bunch of other materials, not only drywall. You need to know hardware, what type and size of fasteners you're gonna use, the type of tape to buy, and the different layers to apply the joint compound. So you need the different consistencies of the joint compound, and many different types of corner beads to choose from. Okay, at this point, when you hear fasteners for drywall, we are talking about screws.
We're talking about the squirrels. Squirrels. Screws. The word doesn't come out right. Squirrel. Squirrel. I think that's better. Squirrel. Screw it.
The type and size of the screw that you choose will depend on the thickness of the material that you chose. The screw has to go through the material and reach the other side and perforate the wood behind it just as deep as the material that you bought and you're using. So if it is a 1 inch of drywall, you need to go 1 inch into the stud. Okay, the most produced drywall screw sizes are 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1 5/8, which is most people use on a 3/4 inch drywall, 2 inches, 2 1/2, and 3 inches. These long ones are designed for multiple layers of drywall. So if you have 2 3/4 inch drywall for some specific fire rating uses, if you haven't seen the video of the fire rating, just go in here and click here, and then you can gonna see what I'm talking about. And that's why the long screws will need to be that long to go through 2 or 3 sheets of drywall. And talking about screw, is not only the size that matters, it is also the thread, the type of head, and everything else that you need on a good screw, if you know what I mean. Taping is an activity that is often overlooked. Professionals usually use only paper tape, but here in California that earthquakes keep hitting us all the time, it is important to know that fiberglass tape can also be used to make stronger joints. There is some really good fiberglass tape in the market that you can choose to apply, not only paper, fiberglass. So you can ask your people when you go to install it, say, what kind of tape can you use in here? And you can ask them how much they're gonna charge you to do fiberglass, and you're gonna be shocked how much more it is. A joint compound is a material that can be bought in bags or pre-mixed. There are basically 3 main consistencies. One is for taping. It's more like a runny kind of compound, and then joint compound, which is a little bit harder, and then the general purpose that you use on corners, and that one is also thick. But what professionals do, they buy one type and they mix it the way they want it, each batch in a different way, to improve installation of taping and also filling areas and drying faster. Now we're going to talk about tools. Some of the basic tools you need is the reaching kind. The very first thing you need to do is get to where you want to work to be able to work. So an A-frame ladder, some benches, and some scaffolding is the basic things that you can use to reach the ceiling. Some pros use stilts, you know, the kind that you see in parades or you see at Disneyland. Yes, they wear that to work, and it works amazingly for people who do that day in, day out. They don't have to be coming down every time. It's perfect for them to finish a whole ceiling the same day. So talking about tools, not only access tools, we are talking about installation tools. And some of the tools, which is subdivided into installation, basic tools, professional tools, and power tools. So in that case is all the basic tools the professionals will have, and they have the extra ones. And also the power tools is something that makes your job faster. So anyway, let's go over them. A basic kit for drywall installation will include the following items: a joint knife 6 inches long, 5-in-1 painter's tool, a taping knife 10 inches long, a taping knife 12 inches long, carpenter's pencil, drywall hammer, a T or L framing square 4 foot long, some hand sander blocks, pole sander tool, a drywall stab saw, utility knife with plenty of blades, a mud pan, a large pencil drawing compass 4 inches to 12 in diameter, and a rasp tool. This is all the basics for you to do any good drywall job. Did I forget to mention the basics of basics, which is the tape measure and the screw gun bit? Did I? Okay, under the same thought, there are 2 power tools that you may use to get your job done professionally, and it's gonna be very handy. Number 1, the cordless drill is ideal, but if you want to do a lot of drywall, a drywall specific screw gun is the way to go. Also, a plunge power cutter. Some of the people call it rotozip, but it is basically a puncher power cutter. It is a router that with a drill bit that goes inside the drywall. You set it to the distance that you want so it doesn't hit any of the studs, and you can cut it in any shape you want. So professionals have a whole new way to do things because they do have all the basic tools that they need to use, which most of them they don't even use. It stays in their box, and they do an amazing job. Just a utility knife, a tape measure, and a screw gun on their belt. But besides that, they also have special tools, and those tools are the ones that are used to tape. They have one that they call bazooka. The name is like a loving name they gave to it because it looks like a bazooka, but it's a taping pole. It's an automatic taping pole that muds the tape and applies the tape at the same time and cuts it exactly at the right spacing. Then the second one is what they call a banjo, but it's not a banjo, it's a taping box. It's also a small tool that they put a tape and a compound, joint compound in it, and they can do taping much faster. And these are the tricks for taping a drywall job. They have these tools. There is also a tool that's not used that much, but if your drywaller is planning to do the job by himself, the name of the tool is Drywall Lift Kit, which they use to put whole sheets of drywall on the ceiling when they are by themselves. If you see a drywaller using it by himself, it's fine. But if you see him with a whole crew and using this, they are just lazy. Now that you know the types of drywall, sizes that they come in, and all the other materials and tools to play with drywall, keep an eye out for the next videos, which will include pre-installation inspections, calculating and estimating labor, calculating and estimating materials, installation types and techniques, questions to ask when hiring crews or subs, and nothing else. Just click on my belly. Click on my belly. Click now on my belly. Quick, quick. This video here on this side, or click here on this one, or that one. Click here, or click here, or click here, or click here. But no, the time is running out. The time is running out. Quick, 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 quick.